Hello, my name's Michelle Noonan from Divi Soup, and in recipe 42 I'm going to show you how to add Divi's shape dividers to any row, column or module. You can see an example of how I've used this effect on my vivid child theme. So the first thing we need to do is create the shape divider that we want to use on a section so that we can grab the SVG data URL. So on your page, open up the settings of a section and click on the Design tab, and then Dividers. We're going to start with a bottom divider. So select the divider style you want to use from the list. Anyone is fine. I'm going to use this sort of subtle wave effect. Just going to leave the colour as it is for the minute so that I can see it, and then I'll change it at the end. Adjust your divider height and then make note of that value because we're going to use it in our CSS later. And you can then just play with the settings to get the divider how you want it to look. And then finally, just set it to on top of section content. Once you've adjusted all your settings, go ahead and make the divider the colour that you want. I'm going to set mine to white. And then close the section settings. Now we want to open developer tools. I'm using Firefox, but this is the same process in pretty much any browser. What we want to do is select our section, and then in our inspect window, find the section and scroll down slightly until you find the class that's ETPB bottom inside divider. Below in the rules window, you'll see the CSS that's applying that divider to the section. And what we want from this code is the background image URL. So if you just click on the URL and copy it, and then just paste it somewhere for later. And then we can go back into our section and remove the divider settings. First, we're going to apply the shape divider to a row. So I'm going to add some content to my row. Just going to add in a text module. I'm going to set the text colour to light because I'm going to add in a background image to the row in a moment. And I'm going to add some padding to the module as well, so there's some space around the content. Then open up the row settings and just going to give the background an image. So I'm just going to grab any image from my media library, and then we can see we've got our row with our content inside. So now we're going to apply the shape divider. So click on the Advanced tab and then Custom CSS. We want to add our CSS in the Before field for the row. Firstly, we need to add the content property, and we're not actually adding any content, so we're going to leave the value as empty by adding inverted commas. Then we set the position to absolute so we can place our shape divider anywhere we want. Going to set the background to transparent. And now here's where we add our shape divider. So we need to add it as a background image. So add the background image property and then go and grab the code that you saved earlier and paste that in. Now we need to position and size our divider, so you won't see it yet. So next we need to add a background size. We want it 100% width, and then the height is whatever height we used in our divider settings. So mine was 65 pixels. We also then need to set a height value of 65 pixels. And now we need to position it. So I'm going to add mine to the bottom. So you want the bottom value at 0, the left value at 0, and then the right value at 0. And you'll see there that once you add in the value of the right position, that your shape divider will appear. Now I'm just going to copy this code and paste it into Notepad so that I've got it there for quick access when we go on to columns and modules. Now this places our shape divider at the bottom of our row, but what if we wanted it at the top? Well, we can just change the bottom value to top and then add in a transform and rotate our divider by 180 degrees. And there you'll see we've now got it at the top of our row. So I'm just going to switch that back to the bottom and close those settings. And now let's create a 2-column row so that we can add our shape divider to columns. So I'm just going to duplicate the module that I've already got and add it into my 2 columns. Then open up the row settings. And in the background section, I'm going to add the image to both the first and the second column. And now we want to go into the advanced settings for the row and custom CSS again. But this time, instead of the row before field, we're going to scroll down to the column 1 before field. We're going to grab our code that we pasted and add it into the column 1 before field, and then scroll down and add it also into the column 2 before field. And now you can see that we've got the divider on both of our columns as well. Now, if you have any issues using this code and your shape dividers are still not displaying, just try setting the Z index in the CSS to 10 and it should show just fine. So next, let's add our shape dividers to a module. Now, there are obviously a number of elements within a module, so you need to choose an element that you want to add it to, or you can add it to the module itself. But I'm going to add in a new row, and I'm going to select the blog module. I'm going to set it to just display 3 posts in grid format. And then you'll see my blog module on my page. Now, I want to add the divider to the featured image, so I need to get the CSS class for the featured image. So in my developer tools, I'm going to select the featured image, and then you'll see over on the right that the image element is highlighted. Now, we can't actually add a pseudo element to an image, so we need to go up one in the tree and find its parent container. So if you look in the rules window, you'll see here that the class is entry featured image URL. And this is the class that we need. Now, we can't add a pseudo element to the featured image in the blog module settings because there is no field for that. So we need to do it directly with CSS. And you can do this either in your child theme, in Divi theme options custom CSS box, or you can add a code module to the page. And that's what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to copy that class, and then I'm going to add a full width section with a full width code module. And in the content area, we need to add opening and closing style tags to place our CSS inside. So we need to add the class for the featured image, and then add the before pseudo element. And then between our curly brackets, we're going to paste in the CSS that we saved. And there you'll see that we've got our shape dividers on our featured images. Now, if you've got a border around your blog posts, you might just need to make some adjustments here. And you can do that by adding a left and right border in the same width and colour as the border that you're using on your posts. So I'm going to add a left and right border, 1 pixels, and the light grey that's used on the post module. And there you can see that rectifies that issue there. So if we take a quick look at what we've done on the front end, you can see here our shape dividers are displayed nicely on each of the elements that we've added them to. And that's it. To get the CSS used in this recipe, head on over to divisoup.com/R42. Thanks for watching.